Hello everyone. Thank you for taking some time to watch this video today. I suspect that if you're watching this, you're going on one of our mission trips and this is part of your training process, because that's why we're developing this video today. So this class today is called DISC. And by the way, my name is Seth. I'm the director of In Motion Ministries, and it truly is an honor to be here with you today. I'm so excited that you're going on a mission trip, and this class is part of that process of getting you prepared so that you have an amazing experience. So this isn't formal today. We're just going to be kind of hanging out together for a few minutes, and this particular class is called DISC, D-I-S-C, DISC. It's a behavioral profile. If you Google it, you would find all kinds of information. And I'm going to start today with just sharing with you a little bit about some of the details of why we do this, because you'll find that if you dig deeper into the DISC behavioral profile, you'll find that it's a very well-developed tool that literally we could teach on for a week. But today I'm just going to take a few minutes, and then you'll take a few minutes together as a team, and you're really going to use this as a tool today as a team building exercise. In a quick snapshot, it's going to give you a picture of basically who you are from a behavioral standpoint. And then you can take that information and you'll compile a chart. I'll show it to you here in a little bit that will show you as a team and what you look like as a team. And the whole idea here is just to give you a glimpse as to why people behave the way they do. And it'll help you then as a team to know how to work together. Because, you know, you get on a mission trip and there's certainly stress points. You know, people get tired physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's draining on all parts of you. At the same time, it's an incredibly engaging, positive, incredible experience. But, you know, when you're together with people for a week working as a team, there's stress points. And so we're giving you this tool to help you with those stress points, to help you understand each other a bit more, and then consequently how to work together. So keep that in mind as we go through this today, or as you research this further, because we're using it in a very simple way today. So let me just comment a little bit on a behavioral profile. This is not a personality profile, okay? There's a big difference in that we're not trying to pigeonhole you into here's your personality, here's who you are. We're firm believers that Christ created us in His image, right? And because we're created in the image of our Father and in the image of His Son Jesus, because of that, we are very capable people. And we tend to behave in certain ways, but that doesn't mean we're unable to change. It also does not mean that we can't adjust and adapt to situations that require that or benefit from that. So what this is today is a study in behavior. We behave the way we do for a lot of different reasons, which I don't begin to have time to get into today. But we behave in those ways for specific reasons. So let's just kind of go through this just a little bit. First of all, DISC. Basically D, I, S, and C. Okay, these each stand for certain things, as you can imagine. And as you go through this study today, you're going to find these four basic areas. Okay, and I'm going to kind of go through them just briefly. And then as you do your assessment and get a picture of who you are personally, but also then who you are as a team, you'll be able to go through and dig into this a bit further, because this particular handout I'm reading off here today, actually we will provide that to you in this process. So all the information that I'll go over here you're going to have in front of you, and the person leading you through this, facilitating this class for you, they will be able to add to this a little bit as well. So let's just go through this a little bit. First of all, D. One of the words that you could characterize D is dominance. It's the kind of person that is just, you know, they're the kind of person that like to be their own boss. They're the kind of person that's very driven typically. They like to get a lot done. Their dominance is not a negative thing. It's the kind of person that's gonna, you know, if you need somebody to get the job done, they're gonna get the job done kind of thing. They tend to be very project oriented, which can be a weakness for a dominance. The project orientation isn't a weakness, but they tend to ignore people then. And so these are the kinds of things you'll learn as you go through this. Today, you know, we can touch on it, but you could learn a lot more as you go through it. But if you're a dominant kind of person, you're going to be the go-to to get something done. If you're an I, then you're an influencer. This kind of person is motivated to influence others. This is the kind of person that, is really the life of the party. This is the person that loves telling stories, loves people, loves engaging in that process of interaction with people. So an I is an influencer. Someone who can certainly bring a lot of change because they really engage people in a process. Very, very cool. S is for steadiness. Okay, this person is motivated to create a stable and organized environment. You can imagine that with a D being very driven and pushing and shoving and going, and an I being the life of the party and let's have some fun and let's interact and let's do things. It's nice to have the S, the steadiness, that person that can bring in that stable environment, whether it's on your mission trip or just in life in general. All four of these strengths are very, very, very key. And then C is conscientiousness. Okay, this person is motivated to achieve high personal standards. This is the kind of person that is going to be your, weigh the pros and cons. This is going to be the kind of person that's going to help really, really keep things moving. They're not going to give up. They're going to keep after it. They love to analyze. They're maybe uncomfortable in emotional situations because they also like that stability, but they're going to be very conscientious and just moving forward step by step, moment by moment. And again, this is a very, very quick overview of what these look like. Just to give you a bit more. A D is going to be productive, competitive, aggressive, and headstrong. Remember, that's the dominance kind of person. The I is going to be talkative, enthusiastic, spontaneous, persuasive. They're the life of the party. The S is peaceful, loyal, good listener, dependable. You can see how all of these are amazing strengths. Wherever you fall in this, you should be very, very proud of yourself. The C is very systematic, very detailed, organized, and orderly. So you're going to give the C your paperwork. You're going to let the I make sure you have fun. The D is going to make sure you keep moving and you keep going and you get the job done, the big picture done. The S is going to be there to kind of help keep everything in harmony, to bring everybody back together at the end of the day after a day of pushing and shoving or the life of the party or very keeping to the system. The S is going to bring people back together to where they can play nice together again. So I'm gonna show this. I'm not sure how it'll show up on the camera. You'll have it in front of you, but you can see the D, I, S, and C orientation. You can look at it on your sheet of paper as well if you can't really see it here on the video. So as you go through today, you're going to do what's called a very quick assessment. At least I call it a quick assessment because it's much simpler than many of them out there. So I'm going to kind of read through this. Your facilitator of this class will also go through this with you, but basically it's very, very simple. There's some instructions to follow on the next sheet that I'll show you here in just a minute at the very top. You're basically going to go through and you're gonna see a box. In fact, let me just go to that sheet. It'll just be easier. So this DISC quick assessment profile, okay, you're gonna see on that as you're looking at it there in your class, you're gonna see a bunch of boxes. Each one has each box has 4 different words in it, okay, for each box. Okay, now I know this gets kind of confusing, so I'm going to kind of break this down and be very simple about it, and then your facilitator can help with this as well. But for each box, for example, as you look at your paper, the first box has bold, enthusiastic, friendly, and conscientious. Okay, so you're going to take those 4 words, okay, and you're going to look up top, and you'll see where it says 1 is least like you, 2 is somewhat like you, 3 is like you, and 4 is most like you. So you're going to take back there in that first box, is bold, least like you, enthusiastic, friendly, or conscientious? Which one of those is least like you? And you put a 1 next to that number. Okay? Then you choose the one of those 4. You choose which one is somewhat like you, which is like you, and which is most like you. So you're ranking them from least like you to most like you. Okay? And you do that for each box. So the next box is outspoken, attractive, good-natured, and logical. Okay? Again, you go through and 1 through 4, which is most like you, which is least like you. All right? So you do that for each box. Then what you do is you'll notice up top, you're going to, well, actually, let's go to the bottom first, sorry. You're going to total the first number for each group of words. Okay? So as you look at your paper, you would total bold, outspoken, daring, strong-willed, pioneering, etc. Okay? You're going to total those and put them up in box 1 at the top, which is under D. All right? You would then go back and total number 2, which is enthusiastic, attractive, outgoing, charming, talkative, etc. Okay? And you would put those in box 2. And then continue on down for number 3 and number 4 in each box. You'll end up with a number up there in each box under D, I, S, and C. All right? That number is you're going to take those and you're going to use those to kind of give yourselves a picture of who you are as a team. So what you're going to want to note for yourself is which one is your highest number and which is your second highest. Okay? If you have a tie for number 1, then those are your first and second highest. Okay? If you have a high number, but then you're tied for 2, then when your facilitator asks you for your second one, do both of them. Okay? So let's say, for example, that my high number is D, but then I'm tied in S and C. Okay? Then when my facilitator asks me, when we're putting together a picture as a team, what's your high number? I'm going to say my high was D. Okay? And then when they say who was second high in I, I'm going to be, and second high in C, I'm also going to be. Okay, so that sometimes there's ties in these a lot of times. So don't let that frustrate you. Okay, your goal is just to do your highest and your second highest. But if there's ties in there, that's kind of how you'll detail that. And if that was confusing, your facilitator will help you. So then on the back of this quick assessment profile, you have a place, in big letters we have D, I, S, and C. And these instructions are all on here as well, but you'll record your team's highest results below. So we will go through you as a team, and we will ask, okay, whose highest number was D, whose highest number was I, whose highest number was C, S, etc. And you'll write the names of those team members under D, under I, under S, and C, those that were highest on each one of those. Do the same thing for the second one. Okay, I know this is not difficult, but it can get confusing, and so I hope that helps me kind of breaking that down for you. And again, you're going to have a facilitator in place, and they can clarify some of these things. The other thing that I often find, and don't be embarrassed by this at all, but on these boxes back to the front side of the DISC Quick Assessment Profile, some of these words you may or may not understand exactly what they mean, and that's okay. So just ask your facilitator. If you don't know what amiable means, that's okay. Just ask, and they can kind of they can give you an idea of what amiable means. Okay, so don't be bothered by that if you need to ask for that help. So I think that kind of goes through what the basics of what you're going to be doing. I want to encourage you that the power of this as a team is when you've completed the backside of this DISC Quick Assessment, and you've got your team members all listed under the top and the bot and the second, top score and second highest score. See how confusing it can get? As you go through that, you're going to have a picture of your team here, and that is so powerful because your goal is to work together as a team on this mission trip, to accomplish amazing things, to share the gospel with people, to be a blessing, to help people in very practical ways and spiritual ways. And so you want to work well as a team. And there are frustration points. That just happens when you're working together as a team, as a unit, for an extended time. You're just going to have those stress points. It just happens. So to be able to go back and look, I encourage you to take this with you on the trip, to just be able to go back and look and go, oh wow, that's my team. That's what we look like. And oh, that person's very different from me. And by the way, what was that? Why do they behave that way? Go back and look at this stuff because it'll help you understand. If I am not a life of the party kind of guy, and that person that is and so on the team is driving me nuts because they're just it's just that personality type and it's different from mine. Behavioral type. See, I missaid it there. Not trying to put you in a box, remember? You can go back and you can look at this and you go, oh, that's why they behave that way. That's what that's about. And you can value it and appreciate it and kind of bring yourself back to where, okay, now I can work with that team member again. So it's a very, very helpful tool for you as leaders as well as for you as team members to take this and to use it to bring harmony in the team. So, take time, read through this. We've got some fun stuff on the back, some disc humor, which I will not go through now. Your facilitator can go through that with you. It's kind of fun, kind of gives you an idea of, why these, or how these behavioral profiles tend to play out in practical ways and fun ways. So, that's the DISC assessment for you. I encourage you to embrace this process, enjoy it. It's not a difficult thing to do, but it's very powerful for you as a team. So I just encourage you to, enjoy this, embrace it, and have a great time with it. And more than anything, have an amazing mission trip. God bless you. Thank you so much for doing everything to get to this point to where you're taking this trip. And I wish you all the luck. I'm proud of you. I know God's going to use you in powerful, amazing ways, and I'm eager to hear the reports when you get back. So God bless you all. Thank you for taking a few minutes with me, and enjoy walking through this now as a team. God bless you.